The French Prime Minister is calling for stability after the far-right leader Marine Le Pen threatened a no-confidence vote because of a budget dispute. Investors are noticing French bond yields are now on par with those of Greece and even briefly surpassed that on Thursday. German Bunds, by comparison, the yields are much lower, as you can see. Michel Barnier's budget includes 60 billion euros worth of tax hikes and spending cuts. It faces opposition from the far right and the left. He's managed to get both together. The tax increases would hit France's right, as in Eurozone inflation is heating up. Christian Schulz is the Deputy Chief European Economist at Citi with me now. Always good to see you, sir. I'm grateful for it. So, can he get this budget through? I mean, at very best, Michel Barnier's government is unloved by all and is a marriage of possible and convenience. Now this is the test of the budget.
Yeah, good evening. It's a very tense situation. It's really in Marine Le Pen's hands whether she's going to support one of those likely three no confidence votes which will come up next week. The left seems hellbound on voting against Mr. Barnier. So it is really in her hand. Is she happy bringing down the government and all the consequences that brings with it? The most important of which is probably that there will be no budget for next year if a vote of no confidence passes. And you mentioned the tensions in the bond market. That wouldn't help.
Where does it leave Macron? I mean, to talk to people in France, he's essentially a done deal, over and done with. It's the next couple of years is sort of not going to go anywhere. Is that what the markets believe as well?
Look, a headline here in Germany today was Macron as bankrupt as the Greeks were. This is bad for France's reputation. This is bad for Mr. Macron's ability to influence the decisions that Europe will have to make, especially with the upcoming new US administration. Europe is facing challenges now from the US. It's facing structural challenges. We've had the Draghi report out. The Ukraine situation, we don't know how it moves. Europe needs leadership. Macron has provided leadership in Europe, you could argue, over the last years, over the last 7 years. But this is clearly undermining his political capital.
I was talking to Mario Draghi earlier this week in Portugal about the Draghi report. His message is, and very similar to the one from Christine Lagarde only yesterday, the message is Europe, get your act together. Europe, you have to use tools like, for example, majority voting to get things through on innovation. You can't do everything by consensus. Do you believe, does the market believe that the current presidency, the new one under the new presidency of the council and under von der Leyen can actually do this, or is it just weak and wishy-washy?
In Europe, things don't happen in one go with a sweeping reform and a leader that takes everybody with him. Draghi is, of course, has been a leader. Draghi has, maybe more than anybody else, achieved this once in 2012. In Europe, this time, I think things will happen one by one, not in a coordinated fashion. I think there are some hopeful signs. Right. The Draghi report is now the agenda of Ursula von der Leyen, the EU Commission President. All the commissioners will work onto implementing it, so it is very serious. What is missing at the moment is the support at the member state level.
Yeah.
We've talked about France and the paralysis that country is in. Germany is facing an election, but that's maybe where things are starting to improve. The next government will probably come in with bigger political capital and perhaps give this a little bit of a push.
Is the danger here, let's talk about Donald Trump and his tariffs, eventually they will come towards Europe as well, but is the danger that let's stay with Germany, follow my logic here, the tariffs come in German manufacturing is already sclerotic and in some difficulty. The tariffs make things difficult. The far right makes gains because manufacturing suffers and the economy gets worse at a time of political turmoil. Now, look, that is an arguably, I've taken a more extreme measure, but is it out of the realms?
No, this asks, you're absolutely right. This asks a serious question of Germany and of Europe. It's no longer just the question, are we competitive? Are our costs low enough? The taxes low enough? The energy costs low enough? The bureaucracy lean enough? The question is increasingly, even if we are competitive, who's going to buy all that stuff? The Americans aren't going to. They are imposing tariffs. The Chinese are trying to make everything themselves. So we also have to create demand. And I think that's where the European Central Bank, that's where the German government come into play. They are the ones that have the deep pockets. They are the ones that can lower tariffs. They are the ones that can still run bigger deficits to stimulate the demand that we also need in Europe. We don't just need to be competitive.
Careful, Christian, you're talking heresy language. Bigger deficits in Germany? Good Lord, man. I don't know what you've been drinking on this Friday evening, but I think you're probably right, but we'll certainly see what happens. Good to see you, sir. And thank you for joining us from Frankfurt tonight, 10:30. Good of you to stay up late.